G&B, welcome for the last time as your MC, the fabulous, the wonderful, the soon-to-be hitched, Gary Shaw!
Thank you, Kyle. Ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to be back here at G&B. Thank you. If you look over at the sign here, underneath the G&B logo, it says, stands for whatever you like. But regulars here know that when I'm here, it stands for Gary and beer. Two things usually found that contain at least 3% alcohol. Love that gag. Last time. Ladies and gentlemen, I did a gig a little while ago, and the guy running it wanted 3 facts from myself and all the other acts about our lives as an introduction. Now, these could be humorous facts, these could be dark, edgy facts, these could be just matter-of-fact things about our lives. Would you like to hear my 3 facts?
Yes!
No, seriously, would you like to hear my 3 facts?
Yes!
Oh, very kind of you. I was going to tell you anyway, but it's nice to have a bit of encouragement. Right, okay, fact number 1. I have never knowingly heard a single song by One Direction.
Wow.
I realise it's 5 now, 4 pretty boys, namely Harry Styles and the other ones. But what they sound like, who knows? Who cares? Fact number 2. 2003, I was at the final of the Rugby World Cup in Sydney, where England beat Australia, and yet to this day, I still don't know all the rules of the game. Not necessarily funny, but it does give you a little insight of exactly what's going on in there. And finally, fact number 3. 4 years ago, I was at a charity drinks reception in Downing Street. I knew you'd be impressed. And I got so drunk, and I will repeat that because I really did get so drunk, that I accidentally tweeted a photograph from the toilets of my own penis.
My foreskin.
Sad but true, sad but true. Now the downside of that, of course, is that everyone following me on Twitter got a dick pic. But the upside was, at least we had the photo for that year's Christmas card. No, I didn't do that. Did make a very interesting Mother's Day card, though. Apparently she hadn't seen it for quite some time. I'm hoping it's a lot bigger now. I think I'm oversharing. So, ladies and gentlemen, that whole 3 facts bit was something I was using at a mate's show at the Edinburgh Festival last year. I did the gig a few times, and I quite liked that, and it went down quite well. So then I started using it in other gigs in my own show, and then after the festival down in London in sort of September onwards, I used it a few times there. Now, some of you that know me are probably thinking, but Gary, other than your G&B gag, every time you come here, you do a different opening bit of material, whereas that's old stuff. And I go, well, yeah, that's true, but then nowadays we are encouraged to recycle. With regards to the drinks reception, I mean, that was true. Somehow managed to get an invite to it. It was, I seem to remember it was a children's charity that helped kids with music, which is really good. I remember that there was... Oh,
it's a bit tinny.
Shout out there. Go on.
Project, I need to project. To the back row. So, yes, so I seem to remember that there was a band there. They did a set, and then they handed a... they handed
feedback. It's his gig, let him try on stage, no, don't mind.
Sounds worse.
Sorry about this, folks.
Try again, Gary.
Okay, how's that? How's that sound?
Yeah.
I think it's just me talking, I don't think he's on at all.
Twang.
So, is that okay? There we go.
Sounds quite.
Okay, that sounds okay. So anyway, so where were we? So yeah, there was a band playing. They did a set. They then handed out free copies of their CD. Now, I don't recall what they were called or much about their material, but I do know for definite that my copy of their CD is now landfill somewhere. No recycling on that one. Also, the patron of the charity was there, the famous Australian clothes hanger, Elle the Body McPherson. I can confirm for you that she also has the personality of a clothes hanger. And if you looked very closely up, you could see that she wore so much makeup. She actually looked like she was created in Aardman Studios. No rhino horn moisturiser, grommet! There we go, bit of satire. In fairness to her though, she was posing for photographs with people. Now, I didn't have mine taken because I was way too busy because the staff there kept offering me drinks. Now, I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm at an event and someone keeps offering me free alcohol, I cannot say no.
Good.
Would you like a drink, sir? Yes, I would. Would you like another? Yes, please. Would you? Oh, just give me the bottle. It's like an alcoholic Tourette's that I have. So I really did get that hammered. And at the end of the evening, which was only about 9 o'clock, everyone's walked down the stairs and got to the bottom and turned right and got out the door of number 11. Everyone but me, because I decided that I was just going to keep walking around until I was asked to leave. And I went downstairs, and as I didn't go take a right, I just went straight on. So as you can probably imagine with down the street, it's not separate properties, it's one big one with several front doors. So as I didn't go through a door and I walked straight ahead, I basically went into number 10. Now, strangely, not only did I not notice any staff there, so I just kept wandering around, I also didn't notice any of the text messages or missed calls from my fiancée Lucy there, politely asking me, where the fuck are you? I then saw a toilet, so I went into the toilet, and I thought I'd have a station. I thought what would be really good would be if I took a photo of the stream of piss arcing down into number 10's toilet, and then post it on Twitter, which is what I did. And it wasn't until the next morning that one of my mates messaged me and said, you do realise that photo of you having a piss, your cock's in the bottom of the picture. Yeah, I didn't know. So, but please everyone here, don't look on Twitter, I have deleted it.
Oh.
So, I'm sorry about that. Adam, don't look, sound so upset, mate. Yeah.
It's my evening. Good now.
So, but the thing is, I was thinking about the event of the weekend because I wanted to talk about it tonight. And I also remembered it was a really warm evening, and it was just before the Olympic Games 2012, and a group of us went and stood on the balcony with our drinks, and we looked down into the garden, and there was a woman there with a couple of kids, and it dawned on us this was Samantha Cameron and Arthur and Nancy, the Cameron's two oldest kids. Obviously, I've had to ask Google for details of David Cameron's children, which now I think of it probably explains that van that's been parked across the house all week. Sorry, dear. So, but then I got thinking, I thought, well, I wonder if any of Cameron's children will follow in their father's footsteps into politics. Maybe young Arthur. Maybe he'll become a politician, join the Conservative Party, get elected into the House of Commons. Then maybe join the cabinet, work his way up through the cabinet, and then, just like his father, become Prime Minister. But let's say that he found his father's legacy too lenient, too soft, and he decided that he wanted like a more stricter, more harsher form of austerity that really hurt the poor and the working class of the country, and they really loathed and despised him because of it. My mind was building all this stuff up. And I thought, well, let's say this happens in, I don't know, say 35 years' time. Now, Arthur's 10 now, thank you Google. So in 35 years' time, he'll be mid-40s, I'll be in my mid-80s. And maybe I'll say to people, I remember seeing him playing as a child with his mum and his sister. And maybe these people will say to me, but if you saw him back then, if you had done something, you could have stopped what's going on now. This could be like the modern conundrum that we have where people say, if you could travel back in time, would you be able to murder Hitler as a child? And I thought about this and I thought, no, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I mean, I couldn't do that to Arthur, he's just a child. Children are innocent. Children have no understanding of politics or the world that we live in. Plus, I'm a good man. I'm a decent man. I can do it to him or any child or anyone. I'm not a killer! Plus, I was too busy taking photos of my cock. Whew, out of breath. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough playing with my dick for tonight. As you can see, we have a wonderful lineup for you this evening. Yeah! Oh, come on now. We have a wonderful lineup for you this evening. Yeah! That's what we like at G&B. You can see we have two halves here. The top row is the first half, the bottom row is the second half. We will be taking a little break in between. We can get some drinks, people have some smokers can have a smoke. And then at the end of the evening, we have our fantastic headliner, Mr. AJ Roberts. So I think it's time to get our first act on. Are you ready for your first act? Yes! Okay. Now the thing is, I can see that you're all a very attractive, very intelligent, very comedy savvy audience. So you know full well that the more noise you make, the more appreciation, the more love you give to the acts on this stage, it feeds them here. They love you for it, and they give you a great performance in return. Does that seem like a fair exchange? Yeah! It's not bad. But I will warn you now that I am not afraid to panto this through the fucking room. And don't you say, oh no you won't, because believe me, oh yes I can. So ladies and gentlemen, let's try that one more time. Does that sound like a fair exchange? Yeah! Much better. So please start clapping your hands. Keep clapping until the act gets to the stage. Give me some cheers! Yeah! So welcome to the stage of